So, hey guys, it's been a while. Today I wanted to make a more simple, lighthearted video that isn't too focused on statistics and research. I wanted to take a look at the different types of creativity and talents that go on in the fandom and explain why I think they're really the thing that makes up the whole fandom. So in the fandom, we really do have like a bunch of different spaces for creativity and talents. If you think about it, if it weren't for talents and creativity, our fandom wouldn't really exist, because that's basically what it's centered around. Things like drawing help us get a visual aspect of things like personas and characters. Fursuits can help people feel more attached to their characters or personas, and some people may create music to convey a message or convey emotions. And these creative talents don't just apply to the furry fandom. Like, we still wouldn't be creating art and music today if it weren't for famous artists like Vincent van Gogh or the Beatles, whose work is still relevant today. I think the art can often connect with people and inspire them to try it themselves. But to get back closer to the topic of the video, let's go over some of the content creating talents in the furry fandom. Okay, so first off, let's go over the obvious thing, traditional art that pretty much everyone in the fandom already knows about. In my opinion, I'd say it's probably the biggest thing that makes up our fandom. It allows people to create things like ref sheets and other ways to express their personas and characters. And there's also so many different ways over time that people have figured out how to make different types of traditional art. I mean, thousands of years ago, cavemen were using pigments to paint pictures on caves. Well, today the most modern form of art is digital art. People use drawing tablets and computers to express their ideas. Not just for art though, people use computers for so many different types of art. Another big way people express themselves in the fandom are fursuits. It allows people to roleplay as their characters, and with so many new people joining the fandom, it allows fursuit makers to experiment with the way they create and make fursuits. In my opinion, I think fursuits are what the fandom is known for by the general public, sometimes not in a good way, but it is how the fandom is recognized, and I think it keeps it interesting enough. Now, I don't really want to pay too much attention to this section because it's pretty self-explanatory and it's a little bit similar to what I'm doing now. I mean, the little setup we have going here isn't really cinematography, but I do count it as some video making, I guess. The photography side of the fandom obviously consists of people who take pictures, and most of the photography I've seen in the fandom is of fursuits, and a lot of the photography takes place at furry cons. You also get a ton of amazing cinematography that comes from cons as well. And we also have the big family of furry content creators on YouTube. So when you think of the furry fandom, it isn't often that the first thing you think of is music. But in my opinion, I think music is one of the most important forms of art in the fandom. Even outside of the fandom, music can connect people everywhere. Just like traditional art, it's something we've had for like thousands of years, and it can be really useful and I think beautiful in a way sometimes. I think it's a little bit similar to how people say a picture can say 1,000 words. In writing, you can set a mood with your story, but I think in music, you can set a mood with your lyrics and the non-lyrical part of the song. So you can add a mood to the instrumentals in a song. This is why people who can do this really well and people who can create entire albums of meaningful music are so highly regarded and loved by our society. There's just so much creative room with music that I think it's one of the best forms of art. There's so many creative talents in the furry fandom that it would be impossible to go over all of them. I really wish I could, but I kind of have to sum it up and go over just the main ones. So with traditional art, fursuits, and music out of the way, I can go over some of the other ones I've seen. There's fursuit dancing, story writing, statistics, coding, game developing, sports, and there's people who are just good at the jobs they do too. All of these things can help the fandom stay interesting as well. To wrap things up, I just wanted to say that I think there are many different meanings to the word art. Traditional art, fursuits, music, and anything else can all count as art. It's just how you choose to express it. If you really think about it, the root of the furry fandom is art. Creativity can help keep the fandom interesting. If you're worried that you don't really have a talent or you don't have a place in this fandom, just think about how much open room there is for creativity in the fandom. The fandom is always open to new creative things. So don't be afraid to try to make a new trend in the fandom as big as fursuit dancing. Art is a big inspiration to me, and I think a lot of other people in the fandom too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thought it was really fun to go over some of the stuff that I enjoyed in the fandom. Hopefully you guys thought it was interesting too. And also sorry if I left any talents out of the video. If you guys notice anything I did leave out, I'd appreciate it if you left it in the comments below, and maybe I can discover something new. Also, I'm really sorry I didn't really upload this summer at all, but I should be back on track. I don't really want to promise anything, but I'd say expect some more videos to come in the future. So I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys in another video.